Assalamu alaikum, this is me Atisham Heather and you're watching my YouTube channel RILS The Lingua Expert. I'm the expert trainer of IELTS, PT, OET, IELTS Life Skills and other English language proficiency exams. In this video, I'm going to discuss another type of phrase which is adjective phrase. So if you haven't watched the previous videos with respect to the definition of phrase and its types, and also we discuss separately a noun phrase and verb phrase, so I do recommend you to first watch those videos and then you can come to this third video of the series of the lecture with respect to phrase. Now, what is adjective phrase? Adjective phrase is a phrase in which adjective would play the major role, because phrase is usually a couple of words that are assembled together and they actually do not convey its complete sense, but they are the part of sentence. So this is why we call it phrase. So adjective phrase, you see adjective, the word in the parts of speech that we studied, it would play the major role because the surrounding words, either they come in the pre-modification or in the post-modification. So this word adjective would be the limelight of the surrounding words, and this is why we call it adjective phrase, because it works as the modifier of a noun or pronoun. As the word adjective we defined in the parts of speech lecture separately, that what is adjective. So adjective is a word that qualifies or quantifies a noun or pronoun. So similarly, this phrase would also modify a noun or pronoun. Now let's get to talk about its structural analysis. So if we go for its structure, adjective phrase, so as you all know that phrase can have the optional components like pre-modification and post-modification. So whatever it comes before head, we call it pre-modification, and whatever the words come after that particular head word, we call them post-modification. But remember, the condition in this pre-modification and post-modification is that these two modifications must describe that head. So every information must relate to that head. So let's get to study about, because in adjective you find two of the optional, but it is up to a person that either they use only the head, because phrase is a word or usually a couple of words. So we're going to have several examples in order to use the word adjective in the phrasal structure. Now let's get to start with. Now first example, I would use one word like I'm happy. So you're happy, I am happy. So happy is an adjective because it tells you the state of that individual, that someone is in this particular mood, so he is happy. So this happy is an adjective which qualifies to a pronoun, because I told you adjective is a word that either qualifies or quantifies a noun or pronoun. So this word happy that you see in this particular phrase or sentence structure, so this alone contributes the complementation, because in a sentence pattern you would see subject, verb, and this happy will be known as complementation. You cannot say it object. Why? Because of the certain restrictions, and you know that it qualifies back to pronoun I, that I am happy. So it is not an object, or because subject is not performing. And inshallah you will get to know about this subject and object definition, and also the 7 patterns of sentences with SV, SVO, SVC, SVOA, and there are some more. So there are only 7 sentence patterns that you use in English to structure your message, right? Okay, so like if I use only one word and maybe I say that he is interested, or you say amazing, you say it's bad, you say it's so soft, or you say he's so creative, or he is creative. So when you say he is creative, so this creative is an adjective, right? It is so soft, or it's soft. So soft is an adjective. So if you use it alone, right? So you would say no, it is come in the pre-modification. No, because it is a separate part because it's a noun phrase, because pronoun and noun, they come in the same way, so they make subject. So noun phrase can make a subject. Then verb can only be made by a verb phrase. So this, whatever you see after verb, he is happy or I'm happy, so I is a noun phrase, this am is a verb phrase, and then happy is an adjective, and in sentence pattern we call it complementation. Now let's get to talk about the second pattern with pre-modification and a head. So two words, and as you know that adverb is a modifier of three parts of speech: adjective, verb, and another adverb. So here whatever would come in the pre-modification of this adjective phrase, that would be an adverb. Yes, see, now I will give you one example. If I say very fruitful, so this activity is very beneficial or very fruitful, very useful, meaningful. So these all are adjective, F-U-L, right? So beautiful or fruitful. So you can say fruitful, fruitful is an adjective, or you say very fruitful. So very is an adverb because it modifies more this adjective. So this is why very fruitful, these two words combination, pre-modification and head, because fruitful is the central focus. And what is fruitful or how it is fruitful? Very fruitful. So it tells you about the intensity, that it is so fruitful, right? So this is why we call it pre-modification plus head, and this is the adjective phrase. Another example that I would like to quote here, it's so difficult. So when you say so difficult, quite creative or quite complicated, so you can say quite is an adverb, complicated is an adjective, pre-modification plus head, this is an adjective phrase. Remember, it's not an adverb. Why? Because here the head is that adjective, creative or fruitful, or you say difficult, so difficult. So the word so is modifying difficult. So this combination is known as complementation in a sentence pattern, but you call it separately as adjective phrase. Now let's get to learn about the third condition in which I would use head and the post modification. First I use only head, then I use pre-modification plus head, and now we have to get to know about head and post modification. So now here adjective would be the head. If I say curious, so curious means this is adjective, like you have the quest for learning something, to know something. So curious, and you say curious about this news. So when you say he's curious about this news, so about this news, this is a prepositional phrase, but you bring it in the post modification. So he's curious about what? About this news. So about this news, these three words come in the post modification of this word curious, because it further modifies that about this news, this person is curious, right? So this is why the central focus is not about news. The central focus is about curiosity. The person is curious about something to get to know about, right? So this is the way that you use this head, curious, and then about this news is the post modification. Another example, if I quote here, like he's good at playing this, or he's good at driving, right? So he's good at driving. So he is good at what? Driving. And driving is not a central focus. Good at, that he's good at something, right? So main focus is on that he has the ability and he's good at this particular action. This is why good is an adjective, and at driving, this comes in the post modification. As a whole we call it adjective phrase, and that would work in the sentence structure as complementation. Now let's get to have the fourth combination, and the fourth combination, you see pre-modification, head is the compulsory portion, and post modification, which is also option, so optional one. Pre-modification and post modifications are both optional one, whereas head is the central focus in the phrase. Now here I would quote one example, like so happy about your promotion. So if you say I'm so happy about your promotion, so see, happy is the central focus, because you are what? You are happy, right? So happy, how much happy? So happy. So is modifying happy. So this so word is the adverb, which is the pre-modifier of adjective, and this works as pre-modification. And head is word happy, and then about your promotion is the post modification, and this tells you more about happy, that you're happy, but about what? About your promotion. So I'm so happy about your promotion. Here in this sentence, right from so till promotion, so happy about your promotion, these 5 words. So happy is the central one, and so is the pre-modification, and rest 3 words about your promotion, they work as post modification. So this is the combination of pre-modification, head, and post modification, and this whole is also known as adjective phrase. So there are 4 ways that you can structure your adjective phrase. I hope this video you found interesting and informative with respect to phrase, because most of the students, they always get confused to get to know the basic concept of phrase and its types. But if you have got good command over using these phrases, so I do say that you will have great abilities to write your anything that you are assigned to do it. So because you would have know-how that how to structure the phrases within the sentence pattern. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I would inshallah upload some of the relevant videos, and there are 2 more videos which are left. One would be about adverb phrase, and the other would be about prepositional phrase. So these videos will soon be uploaded, and I do recommend you to follow this channel, subscribe to it, and press the bell icon button for more videos, and also like and share with your fellows, so that more people, they get exposure to basic English grammar, and especially for young children, those who are at school and they are confined now to their houses due to this pandemic situation. So do recommend them, those parents, that they should just show these videos to their young kids, so that they can also get benefited with respect to, because these lectures, they would make these students proficient in their writing. And of course later on we would make some videos with respect to spoken English that would really help you out, that how to speak, because grammar is not mandatory for oral, but grammar is compulsory for your writing proficiency. So I'm just going to sign it off right now. Thank you so much for watching my channel. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.